Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with Bulldog Hockey, joined by head coach Bob Daniels. And Coach, welcome to the show.
Always good to be here, Rob.
I know it was nice to be back at home this past weekend, but a tough opponent, Minnesota State, that came in, new coaching staff, a lot of new faces on the roster, but still a very good hockey team.
Yeah, they were. They were a real, they were a formidable foe. I did think on Friday, though, it was 2 weeks in a row now that we just didn't come out that good, particularly in the first period.
Obviously, you came back on Saturday night, though, and really put together a nice performance in a game that went to overtime.
Yeah, Saturday we deserved a better fate than losing that game 3-2 in overtime. I thought we really played a very good game. It was interesting. There was, I thought there was times, particularly early on Saturday, where Minnesota State carried the play, then we would carry the play. I thought we carried the play, most of the third period, and then. Certainly the last 5 minutes, I thought we really carried the play, and I was happy with how we were performing. So we deserved a better fate. My only issue, once again, on the weekend was, our start to the game on Friday night.
As we go to the highlights, we'll start with Friday night, and obviously they got off to a great start with a couple goals early in the contest.
Right, and I shouldn't say like we didn't get off to a really good start. Our first 5-6 minutes, I thought we were pretty solid. Here's the first goal. That's a tough one. Like at this level, no one would normally stop that 99 times out of 100. That's the number one out of 100 that it gets it by him. And here's one that he had no chance on. He got a power play, and he screened, and the guy let go a great shot. But I don't think we reacted well to that, and so consequently we get stuck in our end of the rink quite a bit. Now the score is 3-0. We did continue to battle, though. We had some good looks ourselves. Here, you'll see we get on the board 3-1. But the combination of I think Noah being uncharacteristically cold as compared to usual, and then our team was flat. That it results in a 6-2 loss.
Obviously, when you fall behind here with a lot of young guys, you really got to encourage them to get back into the contest. What's the motto, I guess, going in between periods?
Well, yeah, I did tell them it had a better vibe than the Friday night before, where we fell behind, because I thought we were really getting some scoring chances ourselves. I didn't think we were playing that poorly, and so we were pretty encouraging. I do know that going into Saturday's game, there was a couple things we spotted that we thought we could tighten up, and I give our guys a lot of credit. We normally don't go on the ice the morning of the second game, but we did on Saturday morning and did some walkthroughs and some things, and I thought we were able to put that into play on Saturday.
Look at the score, and obviously maybe the game not indicative of where the score is. You really outshot them here this night and had some opportunities here going down the stretch.
Yeah, we did. We had some good chances, and again, we're just negligent for a slow start, but on that second goal we score, Emerson Good was a great play, great shot, and it's his first career goal. He gets one again on Saturday, so now he has two, but he's been one of our leading scorers in practice, so I thought it was only a matter of time before he showed up on the scoreboard.
As we go back to Saturday night's game, obviously Veterans Appreciation Night, a chance to honor some of the military veterans throughout the day at some of the different Ferris State events.
Yeah, we're fortunate that Don Seaborn, one of our equipment managers, and Ben Mew, my other equipment manager, are both veterans, and so I know that the day means a lot to them, and our guys are very respectful and very, just appreciative of the efforts that the armed forces give. I've got a daughter myself who's in year 6 or 7 in the Navy, so it means a lot to me as well.
This one on Saturday night, a hard-fought contest, really back and forth here between the two teams, and again, both teams with plenty of chances here, but some nice job defensively for both teams.
Yeah, both teams did play very well. It was physical without a lot of penalties, meaning that we stayed within the rule book. Both teams did, but it doesn't mean it wasn't physical, because it was. It was, sometimes on a Saturday night it's a little less physical just because of the grind the first night. There's Emerson Good getting his second career goal, and he'll have many more. He's a real talented player. But anyways, it was a great game. It was very competitive and very hard fought.
Obviously, they did take a 2-1 lead here in the second period, and again, you guys continue to battle here and had some opportunities in the second, and eventually we'll see the the tying goal come up here in the third.
Yeah, we stuck with it, and I think we were probably down with maybe 4 minutes to go in the third when we tie it up. But we're really in their end of the ring quite a bit, and have some really good looks before we finally do tie the score.
Maybe talk about the play Logan Stein in net for you here in this game.
He played really well. He was really good. He came in here. This goal here, they'll see it again in slow motion. There's not a lot of room, and Nick Nardecchia pokes it in. That's a great goal. But no, Logan came in halfway through the game on Saturday, only gave up 1 goal in that 6-2 loss, and then he followed up the next day, and he played really well. Now in overtime, we started off. They have a 4-on-3 advantage on us because we had a penalty that bled over from the start. Took another penalty within that. We were down 5-on-3. We kill it off, but we never really got our feet underneath us. And you know, the officiating was excellent all weekend, but I would say the call with 16 seconds to go in regulation was a soft call. It's not one you would normally see, and we weren't able to really recover from that in the overtime, because it's 3-on-3 hockey, but when you take a penalty or you carry one over, they put another guy on the ice for their team. It's 4-on-3. We took another penalty. Another guy goes on for their team. It's 5-on-3. And, you know, the guys did a great job of killing that off, but we just couldn't quite get our feet underneath us after those 2 penalties in a row.
Obviously, this week back on the road and a long road trip to Michigan Tech against a very good opponent this coming weekend.
Yeah, Michigan Tech was picked to win the league this year. They're a very good team. A lot of veteran players, a lot of kids that returned from their team a year ago, and they were very good, an NCAA tournament team. So, you know, we expect this to be a tough weekend, but I think we match up pretty well with them over the years. We've, you know, always had 1-goal games with them, tight games, and I would suspect that it'll be the same thing this time.
Obviously, I know the focus on these 2 games here this week, but then you get a week off before you return home back here in early December.
Yeah, and we need that week off. That it'll be our first week off this season, and then you know, we come back for 5 more games before the semester break.
Obviously, going into a tough place like Michigan Tech to play, a tough environment, what does it take to win some games and get some points here on the road?
Well, you know, first of all, we're kind of ready to go back on the road. We played 1 game at Western, then we played 2 at Northern, but we had a good 4-game stretch at home, and sometimes it's just good to get on the road too, and I think we're at that point where we need some road games. But for us to be successful there, we've got to improve our penalty kill. You know, our numbers in terms of not being penalized, like I think we're in the top 5 in the country, least penalized teams. But the penalties we are getting, we're not killing off, so we've got to tighten that up.
Well, Coach, thanks for the time, and best of luck and safe travels to Houghton here this weekend for the Bulldogs.
Thanks, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.